Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. Hope we're all doing very well. Big up to everyone that's watching. Welcome to another lunch show. We're going to be going through all of the latest Chelsea transfer news at the moment regarding the club. And some of you still might have a little bit of a hangover from last night. I guess the best way to look at it is just try not to think about who won the final. Try and think about who lost and take the positives out of it. That's the best way to get through this moment. I don't know why I haven't got a logo. There you go. So we'll go through it together and just act like nothing's happened. I mean, even still, I have to say that I think Tottenham fans are much more bearable than Arsenal. I think Arsenal winning the Champions League would have been probably even worse, but can't act like I'm happy for it. The only thing I can say I'm a little bit happy about is I do feel quite happy for Ange because he's been through it, hasn't he? So there's a part of me that wanted him to just win the trophy and say, I'm off. Don't want to deal with you. Don't want to deal with Tottenham. Don't want to deal with Daniel Levy. But he wants to stay, doesn't he? So we'll see how that goes. He doesn't want to leave. He's actually said, I want to commit my future to Tottenham. I think we can actually continue to build something. And so fair enough. It's up to Daniel Levy now to see if they sack him or not. Big up there, everyone that's watching. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel as well. Doesn't cost anything. Makes a big difference. And just shows us that you're enjoying the content. We've got over 30 of you in here. Let's get straight up to 15 likes. Nice and easy to start. 15 likes on the video. And then we'll get cracking from there. Let's go through the chat as well. Run through, see who's on today. Big up to Alex. He says, I can't believe the result yesterday. Why is it doing this strange style? I don't understand that. There you go. Big up to you. Big up to Christian. He says, who cares about Spurs? They are not a threat like United would be if they won. They are still a 17th place team. Yes, that's very true. Why is the color all weird? I don't understand why it's doing this. Fuck's sake. Seems like StreamYard just resets every now and again. I don't get it. There we go. All right, we're back. We're back in blue. Big up to you, Christian. Big up to DJ Sav. He says, what a letdown, United, man. The club is a proper mess. To be honest with you, I think they deserve it. And I think the way that they've been run. I know we talk about how poor our owners are, but do you know what? There's levels. And you would never expect any sort of humane response or just humane management morally from someone like Egg Barley. Works in private equity, wants a pound note. We know how it is. Jim Ratcliffe's actually a United fan. He's actually a United fan, a boyhood United fan. The way he's treated everyone at that club is a disgrace. I actually defended it, to be honest, in a way when he started doing it, because I thought, okay, he's not wrong. They've got to cut their costs. But the way I'm looking at it, like not even flying out your own staff for a fucking cup final. I mean, that is disgusting. So when I look at it from that perspective, I just think, I don't understand it. I don't get it. And I think shame on you, to be quite frank. Shame on him. Like, you thought that Daniel Levy was an owner not willing to treat Tottenham fans well. I know they pay a lot of money for what they see, but United fans, you have it even worse. Not only do you have the Glazers now, but you have you have a genuine United fan who seems to be against you. I don't know how anyone can manage a club like that. I don't get it. Really don't get it. I know it's a business, but there is a lot more to it than that as well. You've got to appreciate this is it's a community, like any football club. It's meant to be a community. You're just ripping out the heart and soul. Big up to you, Jordan. He said, I really hated Tottenham lifting that trophy. It made me feel sick through my stomach. Cliff says, we cannot compromise on the striker position. We must not. Yep, I agree with that. London Blue says it really ain't the end of the world. Call me anti-Chelsea, whatever you want, but I hate Man United more than anyone. And also Arsenal got humbled. It's up to us to step up now for next season. Fair enough, mate. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. KJ said it would have sucked for us if Man United took it. Also glad Man United didn't win this trophy. They could have annoyed us more than Spurs. It's true. It's true. Am I going to the World Cup, the Club World Cup? Yes, I am. You realize Man U will have to do everything to win on Sunday, and we need that. This is why I didn't want them to win. I don't understand, to be honest with you. I don't get what you mean now. They've got nothing to compete for. That was their chance. But we need them to beat Villa as well. That's true. Scum-chested, divided. Would I play Tyreek George up front for the Forest game? No, I wouldn't. Campos has signed a new deal with PSG. I didn't know that. That's some breaking news for you guys. Thanks for that, James. He is a season ticket holder. He is. Yes, that's true. I mean, he doesn't actually go to the games, but his family do go. I've seen them a couple of times. Was the worst final you've ever seen? Fair enough. Right, let's dive into it, guys. How many likes are we on, guys? It says I'm on 1, but I doubt that. Let's refresh the page. Okay, we are on 15. Let's get up to 30 likes, guys. We've got almost 60 of you in here now, so half of you smash that like button. Let's get straight into it as well. This is currently the amount of European trophies that have been won by English clubs, major European trophies, and I guess the Conference League is included in that. Otherwise, West Ham wouldn't be on there. West Ham with 2, Forest with 2, City with 2, Leeds with 2, Arsenal with 2, Tottenham with 4. Obviously, they were on 3 until yesterday. United on 5, Chelsea on 6, Liverpool on 9. So, listen, the football heritage, isn't it? Let's get one step closer. Let's get up to 7. I mean, if we can catch Liverpool, I'd be very happy with that. Although it's not quite the same when in the Conference League and the Europa League to Champions League. I'm pretty sure all of those European trophies are Champions Leagues from Liverpool. Am I right in saying that? I feel like I am. What's going on with my background as well? Fucking hell. I've not got a background anymore. There you go. That looks better, doesn't it? So, yeah, that's where we are. Still ahead of Tottenham and Arsenal by quite some way. So no need to worry thus far. But never a nice feeling, is it, when one of your rivals wins a trophy? But one thing I was very, very happy to see was the reaction of one particular Manchester United player. I was just absolutely, it was beautiful, wasn't it? It was absolutely beautiful. You know who I'm talking about, guys. I'm sure you do. I'll give you a minute. Do you remember the video? We're home. Mason Mount. Fucking hold that, mate. Hold that, honestly. I want to find a picture of this guy that I can put on screen, but I can't find one. Oh, yeah. Look at this. That's what we want to see, baby. Look at this. Mason Mount has lost 7 finals at 25 years old. In fairness, that stat shouldn't really be showing that stat off as much because a number of them are with us. But still, this is what you get. This is what you get. Mason, Manchester, Minerals, Mount, Biblical, Stinker, and Hooked. Hold that, mate. He is cursed. Minute silent. No minute silence from minute silence only if I respect you. I don't respect Mason Mount. He's a Judas, mate. That exit video when he left the club was the most PR thing I've ever seen in my life. You literally, first of all, his haircut was different. So you knew he recorded it a month back because he dyed his hair or something like that. On top of that, it's just like, mate, you're not worth $250,000 a week. You're not worth it. When you're worth it. And now he's always injured anyway, and they're still paying him the money. So, I mean, United, that wasn't great business, was it? But listen, yeah, at least you're home, Mason. At least you're home. That's the most important thing. You're at home, aren't you? So you've got to enjoy it. Enjoy Manchester. I hope you do. But hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's the only positive about this game, guys. So that's the way you need to look at it. Don't look at it from a Tottenham perspective. Try and look at it from a Chelsea perspective. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. Interesting as well. Enzo Fernandez come out with an interview, and he had a couple of things to say. He said, when I arrived at Chelsea, everything fell into place. A lot of things changed within the club, and you can see the growth. That's a very good thing. So he's giving credit to the project at the moment. Obviously, you wouldn't expect him to be criticizing the club, but there's no doubt that over the past 2 years we've grown. I have to admit, like even myself, coming up to the last games of the season, if we win those 2 games, I hold my hands up and I say it was a successful season. For what we thought we were going to get, well, what we expected, that is the minimum expectation, and it is a clear progression on last season, isn't it? I mean, in terms of a number of factors, I think you can say there was a regression. I stand by that. Domestically, we didn't take the cup seriously. I think that a number of players have actually got worse. But I think there's some players who have gotten better as well. And there's 2 sides to every story, isn't there? And time is a beautiful thing. Time will tell you if things are going well. Time will tell you if things are getting worse. But in Fernandez's interview as well, he also went on to say, speaking about Mauricio Pochettino, he said, the first 6 months with Poch, I had a hard time physically, and I had to train extra because I felt like I wasn't up to it. It's paid off. I feel great, both physically and mentally. I've grown up a lot, and I'm a better player. So he was struggling with his fitness last season. We know he obviously had that hernia injury as well. I doubt that would have helped him much. But yeah, it's the testament to his character. He's kept going on. He's kept fighting. I mean, I criticised him heavily at the beginning of the season. I remember after the Brighton game, I had an argument with Lewis and Matt Dav. I said he was crap. What are you on about? What, he did 2 good passes, mate. Are you serious? That's good enough for you. And I think that he's certainly grown into the role under Maresca, a role that Poch kind of tried to do last year with Enzo. Putting him in that 10 role, he was really poor last year when playing in that way. But for some reason, when he's getting in the box this season, he's able to not only get in good positions, but actually capitalize on some chances and create as well. So he deserves a lot of credit. And he's given us another outlet in terms of games where we need a goal. We know that we can look at Fernandez in some of those games, and he deserves absolute credit. And the manager deserves a bit of credit for that as well, because he has obviously helped Enzo Fernandez develop in that way. Fernandez also said, since I arrived, the whole squad changed. We had finished 5th and 6th, and I was one of the oldest with Reece James. I'm grateful to Maresco, trusting me from day one, giving me the captain's armband. It's a huge honor for a big club like Chelsea. So yeah, speaking about himself becoming the club captain, or wearing the captain's armband. Also, when he was asked which Argentinian international team teammate he would bring to Chelsea, he responded with Julian Alvarez. Now, I think that would be a great signing for us. I don't think it will happen, but I do think it's a great signing. So I'm in agreement that I think he would be a player that would have a big impact on the team. I mean, guy's just quality, isn't he? But I think he's quite happy in La Liga as it stands. Although I've heard things about Alvarez, I don't really know. If anyone knows something that I don't, please share it with me in the chat. I'll go through in a second. He also said the Premier League is more transitional and La Liga is more tactical and intelligent. I really like the Spanish league. Argentinian football isn't easy at all. It's very competitive. They're unforgiving, and everyone who goes there will have a hard time. It's the most exciting football in the world. Oh, interesting. So he's talking about the Argentinian league, presumably. To be honest, I don't watch that much of it, but fair enough. Fair play. I mean, I've seen some of the atmospheres for the River Plate and Boca Junior games. Very exciting in that sense. Don't know about the quality of the football itself, but hey, there you go. I think you're right, DJ Sav. Because Mount made the final with United, they made about 5 mil. I think that's what Mark Goldbridge was saying. They made 5 million for playing in the final, but 3.5 of that goes to Chelsea because there was a contract. If Mason Mount played in the final, then United have to pay a European final. Then United would have to pay 3.5 million. So that's great, isn't it? That's quality. Yeah, I mean, we'll take what we can get. Every penny counts, literally, with this ownership. Every penny counts. Yeah. If we get Champions League, Maresca is going to get ran through. Well, we'll have to get there first, mate. I mean, we can't say anything until we actually get there. But I mean, as it stands, I think we would be in big trouble. But if we strengthen our squad, couple of better players, well, much better players, then you've got a little bit to lean on there. Striker, better goalkeeper with Petrovic. I think we need another centre back. Midfield is obviously going to be pretty good. And then we're talking about a winger as well. So those are the positions that have been spoken about at this moment in time. This is a little extra from Fabrizio Romano. This is an exclusive that he shared. Let's just listen to it together.
Hey guys, welcome back to discuss about the transfer market, and today an interesting topic regarding Liam Delap, the striker of Ipswich Town, who is expected to leave the club in the summer transfer window. Delap is exploring options. He's considering his options because he's expected to go to try something new after a very good season for him, not for the team, but he still did very well in Premier League. Release clause £30 million after the relegation, and so a big opportunity on the market for a young striker like him who can prove how he can score goals, as we saw this season in Premier League. There is genuine interest from two very important clubs, Chelsea and Manchester United. Both clubs have several targets in their short list, not only them, but for sure the interest is concrete, the interest is genuine. So Delap spoke to Chelsea, Delap also spoke to Manchester United. Now it's time for him to explore all the options possible. Let's see if some other English club will also join the race to try present their project to Delap. From what I'm hearing, there is also interest from Bundesliga. Important Bundesliga clubs will be ready to discuss with Delap to offer him an important contract, but the player priority is very clear. Premier League, stay in England. So it's time for conversations now, but for sure he's an option for Chelsea and United. Let's see what the player also decides to do for his future.
There you go. So that was via Court Offside with Fabrizio. So there's two two clubs that are interested. Delap. We've already spoken about this before. I mean, let's not act like this is something that's brand new. We knew about the interest from Manchester United. We knew about the interest from Chelsea. The main thing really was, well, one of the big factors whether United was going to get Champions League football. I mean, European football, full stop, gives us an advantage over Manchester United now because they're not even in the Champions League. They're not in the Europa. They'd probably be on their knees for conference. I mean, that's how bad things are. And the way they're playing, I don't think United could win the Conference League. They're fucking rubbish. The thing that United have on Chelsea now is if we don't get Champions League, I still believe that United would offer more money than we would for a player like Liam Delap. There's been talks of 150 grand a week, and I think they would offer him that at United. I don't know if we would offer him that. With Champions League football, yes. Without Champions League football, no. I doubt it, to be honest with you. So we know that the player preference in terms of his personal life is to be further up north, but there also has to be an element of your professional life. And if you think that Manchester United is the best place for your career, based on what we've been seeing this season, based on the decline of the past couple of years of United anyway, then I just say fair enough, mate. But I honestly don't think that people will choose United over Chelsea at this point in time. I don't see, even if we get Europa League, I think that from a sporting perspective, how could you not choose Chelsea over United? I think that we have so much more to offer in terms of a genuine project for a young player. I'm not guaranteeing trophies here, but yeah, he's going to play football at United, but that's because nobody else can. So isn't that the whole fucking problem? That's why they can't win any matches, because none of their players are performing except for Bruno and the new centre-back that they brought in. I can't remember his name. Their goalkeeper's poor. Most of their defenders are poor. Their midfield is weak. The strikers aren't capable of scoring goals. Their wingers are average. At least at Chelsea, we have some stuff to brag about. Like, we have a quality midfield. We have a great goalkeeper. Petrovic is going to come back. We have the best left back in the league. We have arguably the best right back in the league when he's fit. Oh, we have some good stuff going on. But we need to put all the pieces of the jigsaw together. Yeah, they probably would as well. Probably would have to fire more stuff, and that's just poor, isn't it? For a club to be like that, horrendous. I'll do a prediction for the Royal Bettors game close to the time, but let's focus on Nottingham Forest, guys. One more game. Think about the next game, all the rest of it. But yeah, in terms of the pursuit of Liam Delap, if that is the way we want to go, if that's the direction we want to move in, then yeah. I think that we'll be all right in that case. But we might not want Delap. We might end up going for another player. And there are other players that have been spoken about. There's a lot of conversations going on at the moment, guys. Whether they're right or wrong, or whether you like them or not, is a different conversation. Obviously, we've spoken about Victor Osimhen. Doesn't seem to be much news there, if I'm honest. Nothing brand new, at least. Another player that's been spoke about as well, though, is is Benjamin Sesko. And actually, there seems to be, according to The Guardian, it's been suggested that Chelsea will prioritise a move for the RB Leipzig forward Benjamin Sesko if they qualify for the Champions League. So by that logic, what we're almost saying is if we don't get into the Champions League, then we go for Delap. If we do get into the Champions League, then we go for Sesko. That's sort of along the lines of what I'm hearing. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I've sort of read that situation wrong. But by reading that, that's what it sounds like to me. Listen, I think Sesko is a good player. I think his stats are good. I don't think they're great. I think Ekitike's stats are a lot better this season than Sesko, especially in terms of consistency of scoring goals throughout the whole season. That's one of the most impressive things that I've seen from Ekitike. Have I pronounced that right? Ekitike, yeah, I think that's right. Sesko seems to start the seasons really slowly, and I've seen that this season, and we've seen it last season. He's not a quick starter, but he's great when it comes to the end of the season. So basically the polar opposite of what we've been. Jackson started off really well, Palmer started off really well, and then they got quiet. Sesko starts off quiet and gets better and better and better. I don't know if that has anything to do with his pre-season, whether he's not fully fit when he comes back. Maybe it's just something to do with rhythm and confidence and getting into the swing of things. I really don't know. I can't tell you. But look, he's not a bad player, but he's certainly not my number one choice. When we've had the conversation about different strikers as well, like even I would probably go for Delap over Sesko, because it's a financially viable option as well. Sesko, when you look at his release clause and the amount of money that we'd have to pay to bring him in, I think his release clause is 67 million quid. And then I'm looking at Delap and I'm saying, well, that's less than half. And you know the wages are going to be easier to pay as well. So, I mean, we do have competition from United, but bar that, you know, he's on 45 grand a week or something like that at Ipswich. So I'm not really worried about being able to pay for either of these players or get involved in the wages. But I'm just thinking, if you have an extra 37 million quid that you're able to spend on another player, like straight off the back, I can tell you Mark Gurhey's probably about 40 million. So you could get Delap and you'd have Mark Gurhey as opposed to just getting Benjamin Sesko, and you wouldn't have any of that spare cash for another player that you would with Delap. And I don't think the difference in quality is that great. I think that Delap is a player that has proven he can play at the Premier League, you know, in the Premier League at a decent level. He hasn't proven he can play for a top team, but he offers something totally different to what we see with Jackson. One thing I notice regularly when I watch Delap is he's got a good aerial presence. He's nifty with his feet. He's great at winning fouls. He's good at winning penalties. He is a penalty taker himself, and he shoots. He doesn't fuck around. When the chance to shoot is there, he shoots. And I don't get that feeling with Jackson. It's so many opportunities to shoot, and you just think, why are you not burying this man? Why are you not sticking it in the back of the net? And he doesn't do it. But that's up to him, and it's up to us what we're going to do. Even speaking about Delap and Sesko, Osman, Ekitike, that's another player as well. We'll dive into Ekitike a little bit, but it come out via the Daily Mail yesterday about another player that we're being linked with, who, to be honest with you, I don't really see the benefit in. I mean, I can understand in a way why we're being linked with Joao Pedro, but when you look at the money, doesn't really make much sense to me. Says Chelsea are exploring a deal for Brighton striker Joao Pedro, and it's understood they held a meeting on Tuesday. Chelsea would be willing to offer around £50 million with the possibility of other players being offered in the deal, potentially even on loan. I mean, the first number that we heard from Court Offside was 70 million. Fabrizio said the other day 60 million would be considered. And it's saying now, according to Simon Jones, that Chelsea would be willing to offer 50 million with the possibility of other players being offered in the deal. Maybe Dewsbury Hall could be a good option in that regard. But I don't really get it. I mean, it's not a transfer that screams at anyone. I mean, you don't look at Joao Pedro and think this is the guy that's going to save Chelsea. He is not our saviour. I can assure you of that. He's all right. His stats aren't terrible. 30 goals, I think 15 assists, 10 assists or something. It's like 40 or 45 GA this over 2 seasons. Not too dissimilar to Nicholas Jackson, probably a little bit better than Jackson, but you've got to remember as well that obviously Jackson doesn't take penalties and Joao Pedro does. So you're getting an extra 5 GA just this season, 5 goals that were penalties. So without penalties, he would have only scored 5 goals this year. That is something to consider. It was like 5 or 6 goals, something like that. Now, if you look at the article, if you read the article, it says Chelsea are hoping to bolster their attack by looking at Brighton star Joao Pedro. He has scored 10 Premier League goals for Brighton this season. He's 23 years old. He's Brazilian. And he missed Brighton's game against Liverpool on Monday after a training ground altercation with teammate Jan-Paul van der Heck. Chelsea are among a number of teams interested, but it is understood they held a meeting on Tuesday regarding the Brazilian, who cost 30 million from Watford in 2023. Chelsea would be willing to offer around 50 million pounds with the possibility of other players being offered in the deal, potentially even on loan. Chelsea want to add a striker this summer and have held meetings over a move for Ipswich Town's Liam Delap. Also, the 22-year-old has a £30 million relegation clause and is also wanted by Manchester United, notably as well Newcastle and Everton, among several others. Brighton have agreed to sign PSV Eindhoven defender Oliver Boscali. He's joining on a free. He's 27 years old. Yeah, this is all Brighton stuff. Not really bothered about that. So yeah, I mean that's what they've got on Joao Pedro. This is a name though that's coming up quite frequently over the past couple of days, and that means that there is genuine interest. I mean, there has been a meeting, but I don't see this going very far. To be quite frank, I don't see this going very far. And yes, for me personally, I'm passing on this one, guys. I am passing on this one. Yeah, I can't say that I'm keen. I'd rather have Delap. I'd probably rather have Sesko, to be honest with you. I mean, if I'm going to spend 50 million on Joao Pedro, I want something good. At least Sesko, I don't know. He's young with potential. He's not Premier League pro. I don't know. I mean, what do you think, guys? Let's go through the chat. I mean, I'm not keen on this player. Very little luck with German players. I want Chelsea to sign Delap because he's an English player. Be honest. People actually believe that. Fair enough. The release clause is 80 million euros, but that's 67 million pounds. Would you play Nkunku this Sunday? He definitely looks healthy and ready to go. Doesn't he still have something to prove for the summer move? I'll be honest with you, mate. I don't see that happening. No, I don't think Nkunku will be involved with the squad whatsoever. No. If we sign Pedro, my head will be gone. Yeah, especially because we said the other day, like, imagine if we had, what's his name, Osman, and then we managed to get Rodrigo as well. That seems to have died down, which is a real shame. I thought there was genuine interest for that guy. Oh, that's an exciting transfer, man. But, hey, we'll have to wait and see. Sesko over Pedro, but honestly, we need to go for Osimhen or Goalkeeper. Fair. I'm with you there, man. Delap and quality winger and experienced centre-back if we can't get Osimhen. Fair enough. Nobody spoke about Jonathan David either, guys. Jonathan David's on a free. I don't think you can rule out getting 2 strikers if it's financially viable. Delap and Jonathan David, for me, is great business. You spend 30 million and you get 2 players that you can get on relatively affordable wages. And I think this project would attract them. But, hey, we'll see what happens. A little update in terms of the goalkeeper situation. According to HLN, which I presume is a Dutch source, PSV have Mike Penders on their shortlist. The Dutch champions are looking for a replacement for Walter Benitez and have made inquiries. Mike Penders will be going with Chelsea to the Club World Cup. He's the 19-year-old goalkeeper. We've obviously got him from Genk. Obviously, he's on loan there at the moment. Genk would like to keep him for another year as well, by the way, for those of you who didn't know that. It says the chance that Penders will actually get playing time at the Club World Cup is not very big. The English top clubs sees it mainly as a good opportunity to assess the quality of the international under 23. Last summer before, by the way, this is a translated article. So if some of the words and phrases seem a little bit weird, it's because it's a Dutch article and it's been translated into English. So this is not me not being able to read. This is just because I'm reading it and trying to make it sound not like broken English. Last summer, before he had even made his debut at the highest level, Chelsea took over. They bought Penders from Racing Genk for 20 million euros. He signed an 8-year contract. After the new year, Penders became the undisputed number 1 in Genk. He impressed and kept 6 clean sheets in 20 matches. He recently stopped. He saved a couple of penalties from Antwerp and Union as well in the league. The head of football at Genk said, we would really like to loan Mike Penders for another year. So they want to keep him a little bit longer. It is Chelsea that will decide the future from the goalkeeping talent Penders. And then we'll assess the situation to see what happens with regards to loaning him out, or maybe even taking him out to Strasbourg. That's another name that's been floated around. In terms of the Dutch league as well, PSV also apparently have interest in Mike Penders, and he is one of the players on their shortlist. They obviously just won the Dutch league, and they're looking for a replacement for their goalkeeper. The interest is not concrete at the moment. Strasbourg is also interested. At the moment, Penders himself seems to prefer an extra year at Genk because they do play in Europe at the moment. Obviously, Strasbourg, unfortunately, they didn't quite get it. They got very close, but they didn't get it. And at the end of August, there will be playoffs for the Europa League. And that's also an important condition for Chelsea. The talks between both clubs are constructive. So that is the situation regarding Mike Penders at the moment. There is either going to be a move back to where he's currently playing at the moment, or he could be going to the Dutch league with PSV. Strasbourg is also in the conversation, although he personally would prefer to play in Europe, which is understandable. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. We'll have to wait and see. We don't really know what's going to happen. Apparently, as well, with regards to Moises Caicedo's headgear, he was asked what color he wanted, and he said, "I want Chelsea blue." However, according to Kieran Gill, the club were then given the impression after consulting the authorities that black is the preferred colour for masks, and so Caicedo and Chelsea reluctantly followed the advice. I have no idea why the mask needs to be black. I don't really see what difference it makes. Can't you just make it a different colour? But there you go. Maybe there's something there. Who knows? In terms of the Delap deal as well, it came out yesterday via the Guardian. It says Liam Delap remains a possible signing for Chelsea, despite Manchester United being touted as a club in pole position to land him. Working in Chelsea's favour is how Enzo Maresca already has an existing relationship with Delap. It says, while exceptions can be made for the odd market opportunity, Chelsea remain keen to stick to their current strategy in buying the world's best young talent before watching them mature and develop. Delap suits that more than other expensive options on their shortlist. Obviously, when we look at the apparent competition from Manchester United, that was before the Europa League final. So you would think that we're even in an even better position now than we were previously because United bottled it. Fucking hell. That's not very nice water. It's horrible. Taste something in that. Maybe I'm just being fussy. Why don't we go back for Alvarez? I think that's more got to do with the player than us, Alex. He needs to be interested in for that to happen. He's only just moved to Spain. Yeah, I don't think that deal is realistic, to be honest with you. Fielder says, I do not want Garnacho, but would you sign him for 20 million? Looks like his United career is over. 20 mil, I'll be honest with you. 20 mil, I consider the deal. I would absolutely consider the deal for 20 million. Because that's a player that you can flip for 30, 100%. And you can still put him on a low wage. I'm not sitting here saying he's going to be Chelsea's salvation, but I had a conversation in January saying I consider 30 to 35. I'm glad that Chelsea never went on there because United wanted 60. I mean, who the fuck is going to pay 60 million for that? Anyway, 20 million, I don't think United would sell him for that, to be honest with you, but it's a deal that would certainly entice me in that sense because financially it's just good, isn't it? It's like the Delap deal. You wouldn't look at Delap if he was 50 mil, but because he's 30, it looks like an attractive option. Prince says Isak, Osman, or Gorkarez. I honestly can't believe how you so-called fans can be talking about these mid-young players as coming out as our number one. Talk about standards dropping. I mean, Brad's dad, mate, all I'm doing is reading the articles. So if you've got any articles you want to send over, I'll read them as well. You can put Vinicius Jr. in there. You can put Erling Haaland. You can put whoever you want. Osman, all of them. I'm just saying what's out there already. So that's it. Delap has also become a target for Spurs. They see him as a Harry Kane replacement. Yeah. I don't think we're going to be having a problem with Tottenham, to be honest with you guys. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be an issue, to be quite frank. Big up to everyone. We've got over 100 people in the building. We've only got 44 likes, though, guys. Smash the like button. Let's get straight up to 75 likes on the video. Doesn't cost anything, makes a big difference. Come on, people. Smash that like button. Let's try and get up to 100 before the end of the video, but in the next 5 minutes, let's get up to 75. Work our way up there, slow and steady. But appreciate everyone watching nonetheless. If you've got any questions in the chat as well, happy to answer. I think in terms of a lot of the news, see if there's anything else that's come out. I mean, Hugo Ekitike is another player that we haven't really spoken about. I will say one thing. I was looking at his stats yesterday, and I think that his stats this season are fucking good. I didn't realize how good they were. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm not an avid watcher of the Bundesliga. It's probably not my favorite league. I'd rather watch the Italian league. I'd rather watch La Liga. Bundesliga is not sort of one of my favorites to watch. But based on what I'm seeing at the moment, I mean, his stats, he's 22 years old. He's a French international. He's a striker. He's an under 21 for France as it stands. And this has been his breakout season for Frankfurt. Now, the numbers that were being chucked around yesterday, we've seen some big numbers, to be quite frank, some really, really big numbers. And one of the numbers was, I think, it was like 80 to 100 million euros, which for me is like, I don't know, it's pretty difficult to, yeah. See if I can find the article. There we go. Fabrice Hawkins was the man that let this out. Fabrice Hawkins. He said that Chelsea have placed Hugo Ekitike high on their shortlist, along with Benjamin Sesko and Victor Osimhen. If you dive into that a little bit more, then you can see that Chelsea are targeting the striker, and Frankfurt was between 80 and 100 million. Chelsea's interest is high. Now, the question is this a signing that we should really value? Is this a player that can bring anything to the team? And I will show you these stats. I'll show you these here. And I would say, based on what we're looking at the moment, 33 games in the Bundesliga, 15 goals, 8 assists, 23 GA in 33. It's pretty good. He's fit the majority of the time. He's in the starting 11, 91% of games, playing 84% of minutes available, and his goal participation is superb. I don't know why it doesn't correct this, so I can show you. On here, we can go into all comps. And then this is what we're looking at over the course of everything. And it's even more impressive when you look at it from that perspective. Now, the only downside with Hugo Ekitike is if you look at his history over a couple of years, the stats don't really match what he's done this season. Obviously, he's a young player, so that's understandable. But yeah, I think this is really impressive, guys. 48 games, and you got 22 goals, 12 assists. That's fucking unreal. 34 and 48. I'm sorry, that is so good. And you can dress it up any way you want. You can talk about the fact that it's the Bundesliga. It's impressive. It's impressive. And I'm impressed. I'm impressed when I see that. But what's even more impressive, it's not just looking at the goals and the assists. It's looking at when he scores them throughout the season. This is such an important factor when we're looking at these players. So we're going to go through it now. Can we get rid of this fucking advert? Fucking hell, mate. That advert is going to really kill me. It's annoying. Does that advert not really annoy you guys? God, I hate it. Anyway, let's just try and ignore it. So this is the Bundesliga. You know, he got 3 in his first 3. If you look at it like that, he goes 2 games without scoring, another 2 games without scoring. No, not many droughts as it starts. So the first 11 games, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 11. Decent start to the season. We then work our way down. 3 games without a goal. That's the longest drought we've had. How many games has Jackson gone without scoring this season? Okay. And then he responds, scoring in the next 3. 4 in his next 3. Again, look at the consistency, guys. Look at the consistency. This is what impresses me the most. That is what you want to see from your striker, mate. You want to see the goals and assists spread out. And that, for me, is exceptional. That's a top striker. That is what you want to see, guys. Now, if we look at Benjamin Sesko and we compare it, which, to be fair, I'm happy to pull that up as well, then the issue that I have with Sesko is the goals aren't spread out as much. It's very much, starting the season off in a certain way and ending the season in a certain way as well. Okay. So I'll quickly show you that as well. Also, before we go on to Sesko as well, let's just look at the other competitions as well. So we see in the league, it's great. Europa League, the goals are relatively spread out as well. All right. And in the cup, that's what he's done there. So it's good. It's really good. Benjamin Sesko, looking at what he's done. This is Sesko we're looking at now. 45 games, 21 goals, 6 assists. So not quite as good as Ekitike. But this is a slightly more established player. So at the beginning of the season, he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in his first 11 as opposed to 8 with Ekitike. And then from game week 13, things really pick up. Actually, I didn't expect to see as many goals early on in the season. Let's look at last season. Maybe that's what I was referring to. It's actually better than I expected. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. So this is last season for Benjamin Sesko. Very quiet start. Look at that. He only had like 3 goals in his first 18 games. Obviously, he was on the bench for a couple of them. And then from game week 19, that's where it picked up. Very consistent after that. Very, very consistent. So, yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that I think he's a bad player or anything like that, but I just don't see a huge step up with Sesko. Like, it's an upgrade on what we have. If you're looking at the depth, obviously you'd rather have Sesko available than Mark Guiu. But for the money that they want, 67 million quid, can't justify it, really. It's hard to pay. Ekitike is another hard one. That's 80 million to 100 mil. Probably a little bit more than Sesko. His stats are a lot better, but he wasn't doing anything near this last season when he was obviously a lot younger. You'd want to see another season of him establishing himself as a top player before you're paying that kind of money. And again, it is Germany. We know it's a little bit easier in terms of some of the attacking players. There is more space to work with. It's different when you come to to the Premier League. It is different. So, yeah, that's. I really don't know. When we look at Ekitike and we look at Sesko, there's pluses and minuses to both of them. I guess Sesko's a little bit more established. He's done it for longer. He gives us a different option. You kind of know what you're going to get with Sesko. Ekitike could be unreal, but he could also prove to be a one-season wonder and a total waste of money. What was the striker who used to play for Frankfurt as well that Real Madrid bought? Jovic, whatever his name was. And he went to Real Madrid and was crap. I haven't heard anything from him since. Like, I haven't seen the guy. So, I think it's important that, we don't get too ahead of ourselves with regards to some of these players. Definitely don't overhype them. You've got to appreciate they've been good, but we need a little bit more than good. Jackson's good, but he's not good enough to win us a league title. So who is? And those are the players we really want to be having a conversation about. Your Rodrigos, your, I would say Mark Gurley's a step towards that. He's in the right direction. Your Osmans, your Gorkarez's, those type of players. And if we can have serious conversations about those players, then we'll be in a very, very good position. Levi Colwell come out and had a little bit to say regarding the Nottingham Forest fixture. I think this is on Chelsea's website anyway. He said this. He said, it is effectively a final. It will be a tough game, a tough atmosphere. But we know what we need to do. They're going to be a tough team to play against. We are going to have to work really hard to break them down. But when we do create chances, we have to score them and not give them any chance to counterattack. They are going to push harder than they might normally because they have to win too. We have to be smart and pick our moments when to exploit that and times when to sit off and let them give us what they've got. We just have to find the balance to make sure that we win the game. And then you got a picture of him and Chris Wood, who I think is a real threat. And we've got to be really, really careful, especially in that sense. I agree with you, Tyler. No, he's definitely stepped up recently. Defensively, under Maresca, I mean, we've kept a lot more clean sheets this year than we did last year. I think individually there's question marks about certain players, but I think Colwell's been all right. I mean, he's had some poor games as well, so we can't act like this has just been an uptrend. But as with any young players, you're going to have dips, aren't you? So I guess you kind of have to accept that. Not that it's a good thing, but that's how it is. Going on the Chelsea website as well. Cole did have a little bit more to say about the game. Obviously, Nottingham Forest has been a European position most of the campaign, and pretty much most big teams, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Villa, they've all failed to win there as well. So I hope we can do it. I really hope we can do it. I'll go through the chat for the last couple of minutes. Smash that like button if you haven't already, guys. We've got over 100 of you in the building. We've got, how many likes are we on? 56 likes. Let's get up to 100 people. Smash that like button. Come on, people. Get involved. Get on the thumbs up train. Is that Roma? Didn't even know that. We do need a few buys before America. I agree with that. I mean, in terms of the Nottingham Forest game, I would say that my confidence is relatively mixed, but mostly unoptimistic. I think that my head says that we won't do it, and my heart says that we will. My heart says 2-1 Chelsea. My head says 2-2. So I'm not sitting here saying we're going to lose the game, but I wouldn't be surprised if we drew. Forest have a great home atmosphere, one of the best that I've seen. It's really, really impressive the way that they get behind their team. I mean, if we look at the atmosphere when we walked into the game last season, I mean, that was unreal. Here we go. Fucking hell, mate. Come on, brother. We'll just look. Watch this, guys. This is unreal. And I am looking forward to this, to be fair. When we go to Nottingham, I like the anthem and everything like that. Come on in, let's have it. Proper fans they've got. I really enjoyed that when I was there. So I'm looking forward to seeing that again. Yeah, they've got a cracking atmosphere. So I hope we can do it, guys. I really hope we can do it. I'll be driving up. That'll be fun. Listen, guys, smash the like button if you haven't already. I'm going to round it out there. I will be back at 10 p.m. tonight. Your boy Alex is a double streamer now. He doesn't stream once a day. He does it twice. So jump on at 10 p.m. if you want some more stuff. We'll go for everything. All of the latest stuff as well. Big up to everyone that's watching. I really appreciate your time. Thanks so much for jumping on. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Smash the like button if you have. Otherwise, you can support the channel other ways by subscribing or even becoming a member of Chelsea Fan TV. All the best, guys, and enjoy.